Chréochtlathe ile éiring idir na Sarsfields ó Naillimh agus Toomevara ó Huiscet Hebradorn. Well, one way or the other, history is going to be made today. Either a first All-Ireland club win in hurling for the new Tipperary champions, or a first ever back-to-back win for the same team, that's Sarsfields from Galway. Croke Park in the throes of being reconstructed, of course, with the new Cusack stand being reshaped and building close to being on schedule as well. There it is in the background. £40 million in all for the new Cusack stand, and the corporate sector, I'm told, paying for 50% of that cost. And it all is assuming great shape. Bob Scott, I'm told, of the Manchester Olympic bid, was here during the week and expressed great interest in the project. Well, all eyes right now on the first big match here at Croke Park this afternoon, the club hurling final. And let's now take a check on the two teams. And a chance to start with Sarsfields, and the key to their success may well be the way in which they're able to name an unchanged team, not just from the semi-final, but from last year's final as well. So there are 5 Coonies, including the entire full back line, 2 McGraths, 2 Kellys, 2 Kennys, while midfielder Noel Morrissey is married to a sister of Willie Earls, the left half-back. And Toomevara, of course, carrying the hopes of Tipperary. Joe Cooney there, hoping for a big, big day this afternoon. How influential he can be at midfield for Sarsfields. Corey Kelly, man of the match here in the club final last year, and also man of the match when it came to the All-Ireland Senior Final, Galway against Kilkenny. There's Michael O'Mara, who led Tipperary last year to the Munster Championship win over Clare down in Limerick. And he's marking Joe McGrath this afternoon. There's a swirling breeze, if anything perhaps blowing across the field right now. Quite a good crowd in here. Toomevara have established a settled formation, but without the same number of brothers we find in Sarsfields. Indeed, the only 2 starting are the 2 O'Maras, Declan and Michael. George Friend, of course, an established Tipperary player, while Mike Nolan has scored some glorious points on the way to this final. And the man at top of the left is also a Tipperary panellist. That's Tommy Dunn of the Waterford Regional Technical College. So those, the 2 teams, every expectation of a tight, exciting match here. Toomevara, as I say, carrying the hopes of Tipperary with their proud tradition. The spirit of Wedge or Mar may well inspire the Greyhounds, as they're known, to bring back the Tommy Moore Cup. The last time it was in Tipperary hands was 1987, when Borrisoleigh beat Rathnewer. But Sarsfields have other ideas as the Artane Boys band leave the field. Sarsfields, who won the title in 1993, to add to Kiltormer's success in the previous year. And prior to that, of course, Castlegar had won the 1980 final. Sarsfields, a very young club, founded as recently as 1966, when they won the Galway Eastbourne Junior title. And the very first attempt, then they won the intermediate title in 1976, and the senior title in 1980. Pat Horan from Offaly, who refereed last year's club hurling final as well, is in charge here. And it is Sarsfields who play from left to right. Peter Kelly just getting entangled with the meshing. His momentum carried him forward there. He's a lad who quite often drops quite deep into midfield. I was asking Michael Keneally before the match whether they'd try that tactic again today, and he said, well, you can only try that once every so often. Declan O'Mara cutting it in for Toomevara. Joe Cooney gathering at midfield. The fullback there being assertive early on. Rory Brislan fouled with a chop down on the 45-metre line. Toomevara will have a free out. Michael Kenny there being marked by Rory Brislan. So Michael O'Mara the taker, getting good distance into it, right in there. The goalkeeper with a very secure fetch, Tommy Kenny, and having to get rid of it. Being closed down very quickly indeed. Kevin Kennedy lobbed across, but Sarsfield there in great numbers. One of them, Willie Earls. Joe Cooney again calling for it. Away to the far corner towards his brother Peter. Being marked by Pat Maher. Rated one of the tightest markers in Tipperary hurling. It's Joe Cooney again, 3rd time to take possession. Low inside this time towards Peter Kelly, the youngster on the side, only 19 years of age. Declan O'Mara is his marker, trying to make a bit of an angle for himself, looking for the first score of the game. The hand pass not producing anything just yet. Joe McGrath was the intended beneficiary. Michael O'Mara whipping on it. Donald Keane in some trouble there. Tony Delaney delivering a ball inside towards Tommy Carroll. But the fullback there, one of the Cooneys, Brendan Cooney, getting it away. Whipped on by Peter Cooney, his brother. Hurley broken. Declan O'Mara still await the first score of this game. It's with George Friend. Across towards Tommy Dunn's corner. Been marked by Parky Cooney, the captain of this side. Now Mike Nolan minus the stick. Liam Flaherty in a race for possession here. And again it's the fullback who does well. Brendan Cooney trying to stem the tide. Liam Flaherty into open space towards Tommy Carroll's corner. Can always be depended upon to pop up with a score or two. Likewise Mike Nolan's a great block down by Joe Cooney. Back with Mike Murphy. Murphy into space. The referee has noted, however, that the ball has got out of the end line and harmlessly wide. Well, it's been fast and furious so far, as you'd expect. Game still to establish a real pattern, but it's noteworthy that Joe Cooney has been exerting quite an influence in the opening plays. Tommy Kenny, who made that good save a little while ago. Willie Earls trying to get after this one with George Friend. Noel Morrissey hits it. Taking it back from Willie Earls. This is Morrissey. Big bustling midfield player. On towards Joe McGrath. Michael O'Mara going in with the challenge. McGrath doing well. He's a difficult player to dispossess. He has Peter Cooney outside him. The backs converging on Cooney. The referee says play on. And it's Aidan Donoghue who has the final shot there. And still we await the first score of this game. The canal end, as you can see, closed down this afternoon. Joe McGrath is a very tricky operator. In the background you'll have caught a shot there of Peter Cooney, just feeling his hand. Again, the full-back clearing his lines, Brendan Cooney. Porry Kelly rather. This time it's Joe Cooney who's fouled. Joe starting like he means business. Philip Shanahan racing back here. Joe Cooney the taker. And Joe McGrath was again under it towards the recovered Peter Cooney. Pat Maher going out to challenge. George Friend trying to block that one. It runs on kindly for Donoghue, and that's the first point of the game. Aidan Donoghue, the point scorer. Well, it's taken 4.5 minutes to produce that opening score. Jody Grace, who is the Toomevara captain and goalkeeper. Donald Keane under the dropping ball, watching it all the way there. Mike Murphy trying to play it outside towards Kevin Kennedy. And again, it's Sarsfields who stand stout in defence. Tony Delaney loses it. And again, it's elegantly played away by Joe Cooney. Porry Kelly now up towards his younger brother. Kelly, who was on the Galway under-21 side as well. Likewise, this man here, Joe McGrath. McGrath saying to Michael Kenny, make your way in. Sarsfields with direct hurling, but a miscued chance by Joe McGrath. So that's 2 wides now for Sarsfields. The Toomevara bench there in the background for the Michael Casey, who's the club chairman and selector. Frankie Ryan and Jim MacDonald in there as well. Donald Keane under the ball. Once again, it's Brendan Cooney finding Porry Kelly towards Hopper McGrath. Hasn't got anything so far. It's Philip Shanahan. Inside towards Kevin Kennedy. Runs on to Tommy Carroll. And again, the Cooney's doing well in the background there. That time it was Michael getting it out. Blocked down there by the Sarsfields midfielders. Delaney once more. And again, the goalkeeper watching it go harmlessly wide. Sarsfields there with Michael Keneally, of course, the trainer and coach, assisted by Michael Mulcairns and Michael Murray. And Dr. Michael McGloin there on the right of that picture. There's Michael Keneally. George Friend established quite a reputation in the Tip senior colours in recent years, but was injured for much of last year. That's Mike Nolan. Down to Kevin Kennedy. The rapid hand pass intended for Tommy Dunn, and instead it's Páirc Cooney. Possession will be with Toomevara. So the Toomevara Greyhounds, as they're known, hoping to draw level here. Mike Nolan. Liam Flaherty now into space. Delaney misses it. Pat King, his midfield partner, going back to assist. Philip Shanahan now on his right-hand side, hoping to drive over an equaliser. It hits the post and it goes over the bar, and the sides are level. Philip Shanahan, the point scorer, after 7.5 minutes of the first half. Well, we've had a number of wides so far, 2 per team, and level in terms of scoring as well. Philip Shanahan there contesting with Hopper McGrath. McGrath yet to really find his stride in this match. Once again, it's Brendan Cooney. He started very positively indeed. Corey Kelly, aimed towards Aidan Donoghue's side of the field, runs on instead to Peter Cooney. Tony Delaney dispossessed by Cooney, back to the other one, Joe. Joe with a complete set of awards in hurling, one of the great stars over the last 10 years. And that's Philip Shanahan, down towards Tommy Carroll's corner. Toomevara in the Meath colours, as it were, the green and gold. Carroll dispossessing his man. Again it strikes the post, comes down, and it's missed there by Kevin Kennedy. And that was just enough to give Brendan Cooney a chance. The referee saw some leaning in there. It's going to be a free out. But Kevin Kennedy's first touch just let him down. Well, it's a rare enough occurrence for a post to be struck in hurling, but we've seen it happen twice now inside the opening 9 minutes. This is the second one there. Tommy Carroll whipping it in there. Down it came. And the player to look for here is the number 14, Kevin Kennedy. He was coming in, didn't expect it to happen. Páirc Cooney wrong-footed, the goalkeeper readjusting his position. Here was the swing, but there was the miss. So it stays a point apiece. Toomevara now settling down well. Mike Nolan scampering by there. Donald Keane in pursuit. Still Mike Nolan as he shortens the grip, delivering it inside, and referee noting that the corner forward Tommy Dunn was inside the square. So it's going to be a free out. Nolan is certainly one of the big dangers. Well, Tommy Kenny has been the busier of the two goalkeepers. Now 29 years of age. Tony Delaney batting it down, not quite sure where it was going to end up. It's with Willie Earls. He was clipped in the face for his troubles by Pat King, and the referee has the notebook out fairly quickly. Willie is okay. Just an instinctive reaction that time, and the referee was in quickly to take the name. Joe Cooney with the free. Lobbed in. Out again by Michael O'Mara to the waiting Tony Delaney. Inside towards Tommy Carroll. Carroll with players calling for it. Mike Nolan, one of them. Willie Earls taking it out of that ruck of players, challenged by Tommy Carroll. Carroll appealing to the referee. It's going to be a sideline ball on the cross on the far side. Donald Keane here has picked up a facial injury. He certainly has figured in Galway teams at under 21 and senior level in recent years. That's going to be quite a battle between Donal Keane and Mike Murphy. They're similar type of players, strong, resourceful lads. And just we have a moment here to look back at the booking of Pat King, and here's the incident that led up to it. Challenged very high to the face of Willie Earls. The cut has been taken and it's gone over the bar. Mike Nolan has put Toomevara in front. A sideline cut in brilliantly by Mike Nolan. So it's 2 points to 1. Well, a low-scoring final so far. Michael O'Kennedy there from North Tipperary, of course. And I'm sure there are plenty of Galway politicians around as well. Pat King onto Mike Murphy. Murphy again finding the range. Oh, it comes off the post and it's scrambled in. Tommy Carroll and Kevin Kennedy delighted. A goal that's come after 12.5 minutes of the first half. That huge ball dropped in there, came down off the post. Tommy Kenny, and the ball, I think, eventually hit in. The credit may go to Kevin Kennedy, but Tommy Carroll was there as well. So it's 1-2 now to a point for Sarsfields. Well, it certainly is teeing up this match now for what should be a very good game indeed. Willie Earls has the sideline cut. Beautiful skill. Nicely fetched by Rory Brislan. Now George Friend. There's a Sarsfields player down on the ground. Play continues. In it goes towards Kevin Kennedy. Well, there might have been a hint of good fortune about the goal, hitting the post and so on, or the crossbar, but they all count. And that's Liam Flaherty on the opposite side of the field. 3 wides for Toomevara, 2 for Sarsfields. May well be Joe Cooney who's down injured. He would be a huge loss indeed. They need a very big performance from Joe Cooney to achieve their little piece of history. No club side ever has retained the All-Ireland Championship. There's a big crowd here now down in the Hogan stand. Huge cheer when Sarsfields came out. They've got a big following as well from Tipperary. That's Michael O'Mara again. They've settled down much better. Kennedy. And you think if his miss just before the goal, they might well have 2 goals at this stage. Miscue there, however. Tommy Kenny challenged by Tommy Carroll. It was another fine chance of a goal, however. Pat King with Tony Delaney whipping it in there. Mike Murphy beaten by Donal Keane. Out to Pauric Kelly. Kelly towards the middle of the field. Michael O'Mara going across in dashing style. Just over the head of Pat King, won by Joe Cooney, happily recovered. Aidan Donoghue now on his way for Sarsfields, the Galway and All-Ireland club champions. But can they retain that title? 4 points behind at this stage. Into Peter Cooney. Whoa, the legs taken from him. And that'll be a free from the 20-metre line. Peter Cooney was on his way in, and the referee having a word with Declan O'Mara. Aidan Donoghue, as ever, the free taker. He makes few mistakes. That's his second point, just 1 from a free. So a goal between the teams. Terry Dunn, who was the brother of Tommy Dunn, coming in. And he's going in at top of the right. Tommy Carroll is coming across on this near side, and the player who's going off is Kevin Kennedy. he may have been credited with the goal after 12.5 minutes. He missed a few chances as well. So Toomevara making instant repairs. Peter Cooney, or Peter Kelly I should say. Aidan Donoghue, the one who was trying to hit that one, but it comes out to Tony Delaney, blocked down well by Joe McGrath. Now on to Donoghue again. Again looking for a score. The umpire's considering it. Another point. Joe McGrath, Donoghue with the third. So 1-2 to 3 points. It's tight as we expected it would be. Donal Keane blocking that one down. Runs on there to the substitute Terry Dunn. Brendan Cooney not quite as assertive as he was in the opening 6-7 minutes. Here he is again, hand passing outside to Pádraig Kelly. That's a tactic they employ time and again. Michael McGrath, the hopper beaten. Mike Murphy beaten by Donal Keane, runs out however. Philip Shanahan up there with the forwards. That's going towards the right. Kept in play. Tommy Carroll breaks down towards Mike Murphy, and Murphy guilty of a wild pull against Joe Cooney, but I think the ball, in fairness to him, was there for the playing at the time. The referee is in, taking the name. I honestly don't think Mike Murphy saw Joe Cooney coming into the equation that time when he was hitting onto the loose ball. But Joe Cooney down injured for the second time. Really has been in the wars. It looked a bad connection. Murphy had the eyes down that time. He was going for what he thought was the loose ball and didn't spot Cooney coming in. Well, the referee has taken the name of Mike Murphy, the centre forward. There he was coming in. I have to say it looked a 50-50 ball, and I really do feel that Mike Murphy was not going for the player. So play held up once again. The team doctor Michael McGloin in there to attend to Joe Cooney. Drawn, common Rúclas Gael, Peter Quinn. Concerned about the injury to Joe Cooney, but happily he's back. So a reminder that it's Toomevara who lead by 1-2 to 3 points, but just 2 points between the teams. 19.5 minutes into the first half, and Joe hobbles back into midfield. Big cheer for Joe. Pádraig Kelly will be the free taker. Back near his own 20-metre line towards Aidan Donoghue, scorer of 3 points so far. 2 of them from play. Towards Noel Morrissey. Peter Kelly, who started to roam a little bit, hand passing that one towards Joe McGrath. Watching it all the way was Tony Delaney. George Friend with a neat pick-up, trying to skip away then without the hurley. Back again to Joe Cooney. Michael O'Mara standing his ground at centre-half back, getting huge distance into it. Down it goes nicely. Oh, that's a great save! A great save by Tommy Kenny from the other Tommy, Tommy Dunn. Well, he's made some very good saves. He's had a little bit of luck as well along the way, but only one goal has gone in so far. But this was a terrific shot, deserved a goal, but it produced a save of outstanding quality. Great athleticism. So a 65 is the outcome. Well, you think about it at this stage, Toomevara could have 3, perhaps 4 goals. But Sarsfields are still very much in the hunt, under the cosh just at the moment, as Mike Nolan takes the 65 and brilliantly slots it over the bar. That's a second point from Mike Nolan, 1 from a sideline cut as well. So a goal between them. Part of the Toomevara contingent there in the Hogan stand. And what is a biting cold afternoon here. Toomevara have been doing well at midfield. And by and large, they've been doing well in their own half-back line, as well as George Friend is assisted here by Philip Shanahan. Mike Nolan making his feelings heard there. Sean Stack in the background kneeling down as the Toomevara coach. Curiously, of course, he played against the team that he coaches. That was in the Munster Club final when he played at centre half back for 6 Mile Bridge. Marked Mike Murphy, but it was Toomevara who came through in the end. Quite an easy win. Good ball by Mike Nolan, batted down towards Tommy Carroll. He was moving in too quickly, however, and it's Paulie Kelly. What a lovely hurl this fellow is. Towards Noel Morrissey. Up towards Peter Kelly in a chase here with Declan O'Mara. The ball beating them all, however. And once again, there's a Sarsfields player down injured. And the crowd showing great concern. From here it's difficult enough to see who it might be. It could be Noel Morrissey, because he was involved in the last piece of action bringing that ball up the field. Noel is the only member of the team playing today to have played on all 4 county-winning championship teams. So play looks like it's going to continue as he's off the field of play. Right now Sarsfields are down to 14 players. They rarely make switches or changes. They may be forced to here. Donald Keane. Michael O'Mara. O'Mara again, playing brilliantly at centre half back. Down towards Terry Dunn. His brother Tommy. And Tommy Dunn has just put it wide. 4 wide so far for Toomevara. No sign yet of Sarsfields making a change. They're obviously hoping that Noel Morrissey can get back on his feet and into the action quickly. Tommy Kenny, again opting to puck it away to the left-hand side, this time towards Peter Cooney, and a wild pull there. I think it's Pat Marr, and the referee quickly in. The pull was a bit wild. So far. Oh, he's been sent off. Toomevara are down to 14 players. The lonely walk to the sideline for Pat Marr. This is what happened. And watch the number 2 pulling on it there. It was a little wild, and the referee says, off you go. Well, there's sympathy, of course, for any player sent off in any match. I'm sure his intentions were good, but the referee saw it otherwise. Frankie Ryan there, and there's sympathy for him. There's also sympathy for Peter Cooney. He's the injured player. And Michael Keneally in there on the left-hand side, the team coach and trainer, just making sure that he can continue. Meanwhile, Noel Morrissey's come back on. Facial injury. Peter Cooney able to continue. We've got 5 minutes now to go to half-time. It's 1-3 for Toomevara, 3 points for Sarsfields, but 15 against 14. They've also been attending to Willie Earls out of shot. There he is now. A clip to the back of the head. That may well have happened in an earlier part of this match. Well, it's a tough, hard, physical match, this one. Play will continue with a free to Sarsfields. Aidan Donaghy will be the taker. And drifting towards the left and harmlessly wide. 4 minutes left in the first half. Sarsfield's only scores so far have all come from Aidan Donaghy. They'll be very concerned that they're not able to get some of their forwards into the action a bit more. Instead, this first half has been dominated by Toomevara, and Mike Nolan has put over his 3rd point. The 14 men, can they continue and take the trophy home with them, the Tommy Moore Cup? Sean Stack and his team of selectors there in the background, watching Tommy Kenny pucking out. Dropping into midfield, Mike Nolan misses it. The stalemate in there, George Friend claiming that he was being impeded. The referee agreeing with him. A free to the Tipperary champions. Once again, Mike Nolan got a run out with the Tips seniors when he was about 18 years of age. But he's had a very, very good campaign here. That's missed completely by Brendan Cooney. There's an awful lot of pressure on the Sarsfields backline. Pádraig Kelly, all alone, able to make some headway. Across towards Joe Cooney, runs on towards Aidan Donoghue. Remember, it's Toomevara 1-4, Sarsfields 3 points. Again, more pressure. Tommy Dunn in there, Tommy Carroll pursuing. Oh, it's kicked in, just kept off the line. And Pádraig Kelly, with his defence really at 6s and 7s at times, under intense pressure. But can the 14 men continue? There's a whole 30 minutes still to go. Joe Cooney lifting the siege. Rory Brislan, the fullback, coming out. George Friend misses. Michael McGrath, a rare chance to see him in action in this first half. Out it goes towards Michael Kenny. He got that goal in the second half against St. Rhiners that set up Sars for their victory. This is going wide. A miss by Kenny in the All-Ireland Club final. And this, the ball that trickled along the line a little while ago, came off Brendan Cooney's foot. And it was Pádraig Kelly, the wing-back, who was nursing it away from danger. Play about 40 metres out now from the Sars goal. Tommy Dunn. Angle difficult, and just a little bit too much for him. 5 wides for Toomevara, 4 for Sarsfields. Up to Toom, of course, leading by a goal and a point. Just approaching a minute and a quarter of actual playing time left in the first half, but the medical people have been on quite a bit in the first half, so we may have another 2 minutes to add on. That's knocked away there by Pat King, only as far as Willie Earls. Good wing back, under a lot of pressure from Mike Nolan today, who's a very good player. Liam Flaherty now, hooked well by Joe McGrath. Well, the two McGraths have a big role to play if Sarsfields are to come back and do what no team has ever done before, retain the championship. Not if Michael O'Mara has his way. Now the huge one in, and it's done. He got inside the fullback and he scored! That's a great finish to the first half for Toomevara. A goal by Tommy Dunn, 29 minutes in. But he wrong-footed Brendan Cooney. Look where the full-back was, and he was inside there. In trouble the first time, but he swung the stick in the second and beat Tommy Kenny. Well, I think it's no more than Toomevara deserve. They've been by far the better team in the first half, but the full-back there will really be wondering what he was doing out ahead of his man. It may be good tactics, but not when Tommy Dunn is around. So it's 2-4 to 3 points. Sarsfields have the free in, and they need to take every one of the chances now. Aidan Donoghue missed the last free. Jody Grace, the team captain and goalkeeper, is waiting. I wonder, would Aidan Donoghue consider going for a goal at this stage? Perhaps it's a bit too early. But there are 7 points between the teams. He's going for the point, and he's Sarsfields' only scorer during a disappointing first half from their point of view. 4 points for Aidan Donoghue, 2 of those from frees. The referee just plays 42 seconds of injury time. Toomevara have been the better team, but they are down to 14 men, and there's an injury to one of the Sarsfields players, and Michael Cornelius coming in to bring to the attention of the referee an incident here. Joe Cooney standing by there. And certainly it's ending this first half with a great deal of anger about. Toom down to 14, and the half-time score shows 2 goals between the teams. It reads Toomevara 2 goals and 4 points, Sarsfields 4 points. I'm in at midfield as a kind of third midfield player, and Declan O'Mara, the man who should be marking him, has opted to stay back in his own full back line. Interesting tactic. Tony Delaney has been switched into corner forward for Toomevara. Mike Nolan now at midfield. Aidan Donoghue with the first free of the second half, and he's got a very good point indeed. That's a very good score, 5 points indeed. The entire total for Sarsfields contributed by the number 12. Donald Keane under it, but he's beaten by Mike Murphy. Sarsfields with a bit of a wind at their backs now for the second half, and they'll need everything. Mike Nolan swinging it in there dangerously. Tommy Carroll challenging likewise Tommy Dunn. Appeals on all sides. It's going to be a 65. Just before we went into the half-time break, you may remember that Sarsfields had a player down injured. That was Páirc Cooney. He went in a little later than the others, but he's okay. And he's there taking his place alongside his brothers Brendan and Michael in the Sars full-back line. The extra man, if we can use that term, is Willie Earls, now playing centre-half back as Mike Nolan swings it in dangerously. Missed by Terry Dunn, and in the end going harmlessly wide. Tommy Kenny. His brother has now switched across to top of the right. Hopper McGrath's now full forward. It switches all around the place. George Friend reacting quickly. That's Pat King through the centre towards Liam Flaherty. Neatly picked up, however, by Padraig Kelly. Back there minding the house is Rory Brislan. Trying to link up with Philip Shanahan. Sarsfields with the bit between their teeth collectively. Peter Cooney, but heading away from goal. This is Peter Kelly, who'll play just about anywhere. An inviting ball in there, and it goes all the way. So that's 2 points in rapid succession by the defending champions, who hope to make their own piece of history. And Peter Kelly, the first player other than Aidan Donoghue to score for the champions. So the gap is now reduced to just 4 points. Páirc Cooney under pressure from Tommy Carroll, now top of the left. Padraig Kelly once again. Another top performance from him. George Friend having to go back and try and win it a second time against Joe McGrath. Philip Shanahan playing well at left half back. Nicely forward by Donald Keane into open space. A second wide of the second half for Sarsfields. That's 6 in all, and 5 wides from the first half by Sean Stack's team, Toomevara. Good ball out by Jody Grace. Again, it's Donald Keane settling in very well now at centre half back. The forwards racing in for it. The challenge there on Tony Delaney. And Michael O'Mara are able to get that ball back. Tony Delaney corner back for Toomevara, and he's the player who's playing in there instead of the dismissed Pat Maher. Padraig Kelly to take this sideline cut. Trying to emulate Mike Nolan from the first half, and that he does. That's wonderful skill by Padraig Kelly. 3 unanswered points now, and just 3 points separating the teams. Jody Grace's side having to play with just 14. That may well be the telling factor in the end. Mike Murphy trying to respond inside towards Tommy Dunn. Dunn, who often moves out to midfield in Sarsfields Toomevara championship matches. That's across towards Philip Shanahan. Going back there, Michael O'Mara, the centre half back, having a quick look to see where everybody else is. O'Mara through the centre, contested there by Mike Nolan. Mike Murphy there, losing out, but going back and trying to win it again. Great-hearted play there with Liam Flaherty. Flaherty trying to dispossess George Friend, succeeded in doing so. It's a real roll-up-the-sleeves job and get back to basics here. Peter Kelly, the crowd now behind the two teams. That's Hopper trying to tie up the match. And the goalkeeper, Jody Grace, making a good save. Smartly away to the middle. Declan O'Mara, one-hander there with his brother Michael. The O'Mara's getting it up towards Mike Murphy, nobody tightly marking him. Donald Keane a bit slow to close down the space afforded to him. Flaherty, not a good strike on it there. It's Paulie Kelly showing some great artistry. Galway blessed with some great wing backs. Nicely on towards Joe McGrath. McGrath here. And has he got another one? Yes! Another big roll of approval. The pass coming back there from Michael Kenny to Joe McGrath. 2-4 to 8 points. Everything now going in the direction of Jody Grace's goal. The gap down to 2 points. It's a great opening 6 minutes for Sarsfields, who were lacklustre against the wind in the first half. And it was mostly a swirling breeze at the start of play. Peter Kelly. Out it goes towards Michael Kenny. A shot by Kenny and another point! An amazing display of point scoring by Sarsfields in the opening 7 minutes of the second half. The gap is just 1 point. All of a sudden, 4 players have scored in the Sarsfields attack. Well, the switches they made are working well. Toomevara, shell-shocked by all of that, having thrown away a 2-goal lead. But they had to have known that Sarsfields would come back and play like champions. Still plenty of time for Sarsfields to take this title, and Mike Nolan, oh, it hits the post yet again, and comes out to Joe Cooney. Well, 4 times, I think, in this match, a post or an upright has come in the way of the ball. That's worth looking at again. There it came, down onto the crossbar, and Joe Cooney was the one in there quickly to take it away. Sun in the eyes of Mike Nolan, batting it down there against Willie Earls. Joe Cooney just lobbing it ahead nicely. His brother Michael making the clearance, broken down by Noel Morrissey. Here's Aidan Donoghue. Sarsfields in the white, in case you've come in late, are playing into the goal on our left. It's 2-4, that's 10 points for Toomevara, 9 points for Sarsfields in the All-Ireland Club final. Liam Flaherty beaten, he's now the full forward, marked by Brendan Cooney. Real hearty challenge for possession over there. The linesman flagging, linesman Michael Kiley, along with Aidan O'Sivna, both of them from Dublin. Well, Mike Nolan did it with a sideline cut in the first half. This time it's fodder for the forward line. Flaherty trying to turn around and get a score. And that goes off the post, and it's tapped outside and wide by Tommy Carroll. Well, Toom have come very close in the last couple of attacks to adding to their half-time tally. You feel they need a couple of scores. They've been fairly rocked by the nature of the Sarsfields attack, and again that ball coming off the post, and Tommy Carroll the last one to touch it. Some Castlebar Mitchell fans there, they'll be waiting for their match with Nemo Rangers a little bit later on. Game you'll be able to see later on this afternoon after the Cheltenham racing. Joe McGrath the last player to touch it, so it's going to be a Toomevara sideline ball. And Toomevara have made another change. They've just brought in Liam Nolan, and he's number 16 coming into the full forward line, as full forward indeed, and that's Liam Flaherty going off. So Toom taking the chance then to make a second substitution. Declan O'Mara to cut it in towards Tommy Carroll, still top of the left, breaking it down there ahead of Páirc Cooney, chased by Peter Kelly, blocked down brilliantly by Joe Cooney. He's showing us some great play here in this club final. Tony Delaney back there now as a makeshift corner back, watching Hopper McGrath try to take the ball further away from Rory Brislan. Goes by George Friend, it reaches Joe McGrath, trying to turn through 2 players, and the referee says there's a little checking there. Michael O'Mara says that Joe McGrath took too many steps, which I must say was my view as well, but it's going to be a free in. And there's no need for that by Michael O'Mara there against his Sarsfields opponent, who's Aidan Donoghue. It's going to be a free in, and this can tie up the match. Joe McGrath made it possible, but it's Aidan Donoghue who looks for his 6th point of the day. It's the equaliser. 6 points by Aidan Donoghue, 3 of them from frees. And the match is tied up with 11 minutes gone in the second half. 2-4 to 10 points. It's a complete recovery from Sarsfields, 6 points without reply. Willie Earls here. This will be a great boost, but can they keep it going? That's the big searching question as Joe McGrath plays a huge one downfield. Rory Brislan, so much depending upon him now with his experience there at full-back. A clash there between Mike Nolan and Willie Earls, very much a 50-50 ball, full of intent and commitment. Mike Nolan, I think, will need a new stick. It was all to him for most of the latter half of the first half, if I can put it that way, the last 20 minutes at least, but it's been all Sarsfields now. Peter Cooney against Tony Delaney. Delaney trying to pick it up. Noel Morrissey in there challenging as well. Here's George Friend. Joe McGrath got a call there, I'm sure, from Donald Keane. Hand passing that side intended for Pauric Kelly. Kelly, oh, he's put it over the bar, and the Sarsfields, the champions, are in front. That's a 2nd point for Pauric Kelly, giving another man of the match type display. It's been a terrific second half from a Sarsfields point of view. The champions were not going to die down. That's from a good distance out, easily 45 metres, and was tapped on the way by Declan O'Mara. Well, the credit will still go to Pauric Kelly, I think. Sarsfields have a sideline ball here while we were watching the replay there. Once again, Aidan Donoghue. Invitingly in. George Friend. So the 2 top club sides, to judge on their past form this year, meeting here in the final. And Sarsfields really a super club from the New Inn and Boulogne area. To win the title once is a remarkable feat for a small area. To get to the final a 2nd year, and now to be very much in the hunt to retain that title, that's quite an achievement. This is the substitute Liam Nolan. Nolan dancing around, there's a score here possibly. Oh, there is! It's a goal for Liam Nolan. "14 minutes gone in the second half. He just got enough latitude. Watch it again, I think Tommy Kenny will be a bit unhappy about this. There's Nolan, it hit the ground, came up awkwardly, and went off the goalkeeper's stick. He'll be annoyed. So now the Toomevara fans believe that they're still very much in the chase. They lead by that goal by 3 points. Sarsfields were wide at the other end by Michael Kenny. 7 wides for Sarsfields, 7 wides for Toomevara. But these fans are a great deal happier now. We're midway through the second half, and this seesaw battle. Declan O'Mara showing skill and commitment into space. Not quite able to hit a colleague, however, and he's hit himself. The referee's attention has been drawn to his hand injury. Well, he looks most uncomfortable. Well, it's been a tough, hard struggle, mostly of a good sporting nature. A couple of pulls here and there that you'd certainly question. And Toomevara with Father Michael Casey there in the background, preparing to prepare another sub, perhaps Jimmy Dunn this time. They've certainly had to dig particularly deep into their reservoir of talent. But the 14 men who lost Pat Maher when he was sent off 6 minutes to go to half-time for a hasty pull on Peter Cooney It may have been harsh, it always is. Sarsfields having to come back a second time now. That's Michael McGrath, Hopper, and the referee is in there whistling quickly. Referee Pat Horn, who's been 14 years a referee, having a word there with Declan O'Mara, who was injured himself a little while ago. This is the goal by Liam Nolan. It bounced awkwardly off the ground and off the stick of Tommy Kenny. But it's by that goal that Toomevara now lead in the All-Ireland Club Final. Once again, Aidan Donoghue, Jody Grace poised. Can Donoghue add to his impressive tally? Not quite on this occasion. There's 13.5 minutes left. And really it's anybody's game. Mike Murphy trying to drift away there from Donald Keane, who's trying to link up with Terry Dunn, but instead it's Donald Keane once again. Mike Murphy, indestructible, towards Pat King, and instead it's that other indestructible man, Joe Cooney. Out to the very skillful Pádraig Kelly, who dummied, then hit it in. Noel Morrissey in under it. Tony Delaney trying to keep it away, but the ball has gone harmlessly out over the end line, and the umpire is waving furiously. Noel Morrissey now taking his spell in at full forward. Joe McGrath has now been brought to midfield. Jody Grace. Ball broken down there by Tommy Dunn. Declan O'Mara trying to nip in. The stalemate broken up here with Tommy Dunn, now out around midfield. Terry Dunn, his brother, in after this one. The ground stroke in towards the side netting, but in fact saved from going out over the end line by Tommy Kenny. Oh, and Hopper McGrath and Pat King collided there. They were both watching that ball coming down, didn't see any opposition, and went headlong into one another. Sean Stack out attending. Well, Hopper is well and truly on his feet. It's going to be a free to Sarsfields. Pat King, the player involved. Watch, there were all eyes on the ball. Quite a collision. Well, Hopper got it right into the face. Pat King back on his feet once again. Aidan Donoghue will have the free for Sarsfields. .11 minutes left. Hopper wanting a good, decent supply of the ball in there. Donoghue to strike it. Going for a score, and he puts it over the bar. The margin is down to 2 points again. 7 points by Aidan Donoghue. That's quite a contribution out of 12 points for Sarsfields. Tommy Carroll bats it on there. Liam Nolan, the goal scorer, being marked by Brendan Cooney. Did he push? Referee says play on. Right on the end line, Nolan. Brendan Cooney without a stick. Tommy Carroll feeding it outside there. And that's over the bar, I think. A nice point by Tommy Dunn. A goal and a point now for Tommy Dunn. So the gap opens again to 3 points. It's an intriguing All-Ireland Club Final. Tommy Kenny's puck out. In terms of points, it's 14 against 11. Tommy Carroll striving to keep the ball in play. Rory Kelly to locate his brother Peter. He ends up with it. He's now playing back more as an orthodox top of the right. Neat pick up here by Joe Cooney. Great skill by Cooney. That's a wonderful score by Joe. Well, he's always a crowd favourite. Clare has won so many honours in this game of hurling. Sarsfields now on 12 points. That's the correct scoreline. 3-5 to 12 points. Joe now being moved to full forward. Noel Morrissey going back into midfield. They're taking spells operating in the engine room. Pat King with possession, and Toomevara have a free on the 45-metre line. So Mike Nolan, a brilliant minor and an under-21 player, now a very fine senior player as well. 4 points for Mike Nolan. 1 from a sideline, 1 from play and 2 from frees. So just maintaining that nice handy gap. So it's all now down to a test of character and skill in these dying minutes of this club final. We still have about 8 minutes left. The Toomevara side with 14 men, beating the side with the full complement, the defending All-Ireland champions. And it's George Friend who takes it out. Friend trying to locate Tommy Carroll. Carroll skipping by the challenge of the Sarsfields team captain, Páirc Cooney. Still Carroll, can he finish with a score? Well, a disappointing finish after all the good approach play. Well, it would be some victory if Toomevara can continue to lead the way with just 14 players for all of the second half and for the last 6 minutes of the first. But Sarsfields are a particularly good, talented club side, and they won't lie down easily. Declan O'Mara. Tip beating Galway at the moment. On to Tommy Carroll. For the tip men from Toomevara, trying his luck with the shot. And again it's stopped there by Tommy Kenny. One of the Toomevara corner forwards has picked up an injury. Maybe Liam Nolan as he was challenging that time. Referee having a quick look there. The goal scorer challenged and then got injured as that last ball was pucked out. It's Liam Nolan okay. He got that precious goal after 14 minutes of the second half. The various doctors and medical people have been busy here this afternoon. Sean Stack. That was Tommy Carroll attempting his shot, and it was after this, I think, that Liam Nolan picked up his injury. He was going into challenge, and that's where he got hit as the goalkeeper was making his clearance, an accidental collision. Well, Toomevara, if they do go on to take their title, will put down a good deal of their success in recent years to the marvellous coaching at schools level. And Neil Williams, who takes the lion's share of the credit, I'm sure is enjoying this enormously. But the running repair has been carried out to Liam Nolan. So the 14 men battle on. Rory Kelly delivering it inside again. There are more scores left in this match, you feel. And that's a fine chance to go! And Sarsfields go back in front. A great goal by the goal poacher supreme, Mike Kenny. You can never write off the Sarsfields team. From that tight, acute angle, Kenny forced it in. And there are still 5 minutes left. It's tied up. Well, last year, you remember that the football final, the first match here, ended level. 5 minutes left in this one and they're level. It's Michael McGrath, and there are players calling for it everywhere. Can Sards go on to show that they're a terrific team and take the title for the second year in succession? A feat that's never been achieved before. Good defending back there by Toomevara, by Philip Shanahan. Players waiting for the ball to come out, and Pat Horn will throw the ball to end the uncertainty. Yes, it's pulsating stuff. So many incidents. Noel Morrissey contesting with Pat King. And the referee, Pat Horn, says, let's do that again. This time it's Joe Cooney with the neat pick-up. Back to Hopper McGrath. Playing inside there towards Peter Cooney, but it's won. An important take there by Delaney, but they're not out of danger yet. Jody Grace and Delaney. And it finally goes out over the end line. And Toom are delighted to concede a 65 and not a goal. Hearts are in the mouth, I imagine, all over Tipperary. Tony Delaney facing his own goal. Normally he's the midfielder, but that was touched in there and could so easily have crept over the line. And the defenders decided we'll take no chances. Delaney put it out for a 65. Just over 3 minutes left. Aidan Donoghue's had a word there with Pádraig Kelly. Will he go for a point from this? Remember, it's 15 points to 15, 3-6 to 112. Or will he lob it in? He's going for it. And it's gone wide. A disappointed Aidan Donoghue. He's got 7 points out of Sarsfields' tally of 112. The battle in midfield, won again there by Donald Keane. Runs on towards Joe McGrath. Spills back into the arms of Willie Earls. Dropped by Tony Delaney. Peter Kelly off the figure there of Michael O'Mara. Pat King now galvanising his side at midfield. Outside to Tommy Dunn, now playing as a midfield player. Just over 2 minutes left. Dunn looking for a winning score perhaps. That's high, but it's wide. Just to the left. But a terrific performance really today by both teams. By Toomevara, down to 14 men for so long. And by Sarsfields, who showed the character and resolve to come back. You wonder, does either side really deserve to lose this today? It would, of course, go to a replay. Tommy Kenny. Players calling for it back there. Runs on nicely for the goal scorer, Michael Kenny. He gets the free in. This is a real scoring chance, and 1 minute and 45 seconds left. Aidan Donoghue is in no particular hurry to come across to take this one. So the 15 men of Sarsfields have this glorious chance to go into the lead at a critical stage in the second half. It's been another wonderful match. Aidan Donoghue, is this a winner? He's put it over the bar. He's got 8 points in all. 5 of them from frees. And 1 minute and 7 seconds left of actual playing time. Possession now vital. Pádraig Kelly. We might have been writing them off when they were a goal down about 6 minutes ago. But they're very much back in the hunt. Peter Kelly looking for the insurance score. He's put it wide. No insurance there. 11 wides for Sarsfields today, 9 for Toomevara. Jody Grace now in a hurry. 45 seconds left. His side a point behind. Taken by Pádraig Kelly. Added to there by Michael Kenny. Down it goes towards Peter Kelly. The people from New Inn and Boulogne in County Galway are ahead at this critical stage. Mike Nolan has to try and get the ball down the other side of the field. It's a real seesaw battle, intense commitment and great sport as well. Terry Dunn, the Toomevara player, they've had a terrific run throughout this championship, but so too Sarsfields. Well, people, when they consider St. Patrick's Day, may think of parades and wetting the shamrock and so on, but surely hurling, this great game, is an integral part of our national day as well. And these two teams have served up a cracker. This is the Sarsfields substitute, John Keane. Played well in earlier games, on to Joe McGrath. But the champions who lead by a point as the match ticks in to injury time. Is there another score here? Philip Shanahan trying to take it away from goal, but he carries it out over the end line at the expense of a 65. And the Galway fans now are in full cry. As long as they can keep the pressure on the men in green and gold, that will be enough. You think of all the great club sides who've won this title down the years. Teams like Rosscray and Blackrock and Glen Rovers, and teams like James Stephens as well, and Castlegar, Lochiel Shamrocks from Antrim. But none of them managed to put a second championship back-to-back. That's why this is so special. The trophy they're trying to win, the Tommy Moore Cup. I make it 1 minute and 15 seconds of injury time has now elapsed. Aidan Donoghue, high up into the air. Is it on its way? It is! And now bar a goal. Surely Sarsfields have the trophy. In as good a final as you could hope to see. It's been a very good start to the year for Galway, and Sarsfields have done it. 2 points between the teams in the end. Two great teams who gave us a great match. Michael Kenny's goal, 5 minutes from time. And then Aidan Donoghue slipping over that valuable point towards the very end from a free. And the full-time score here at Croke Park in the All-Ireland Club Final reads Toomevara 3-6, Sarsfields 1-14, Sarsfields taking the title by 2 points. And so the Galway club retained the championship. Well, you look through their side and you see great players like Joe Cooney and Pádraig Kelly and the two McGraws as well. But it was all the other players who